Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is a spellbinding mosaic of culture, tradition, languages and an extraordinary mingling civilization. Keeping its age-old culture maintained, today the country is taking huge strides in the path of development. Hello, I'm your host Uzma Jafri, and today in our episode of My India, we bring you some of the stories that will give a glimpse of our country's diversity. Warm hospitality and simple ways of living are some of the traits that mark the lifestyle of tribals in India. To preserve and promote this rich tribal culture, every year the country hosts the National Tribal Dance Festival. So today we will begin the show by taking you to the 11th edition of the festival that was organized in Odisha's capital, Bhubaneshwar.
The rich tribal culture and traditions of the country was recently on display in Bhubaneshwar as it hosted the 3-day National Tribal Dance Festival. Organized by the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Research and Training Institute or SCSTRTI in the city, the festival presented as many as 30 colourful dance forms of 20 tribal communities from across the country. Giving the spectators a glimpse of dance traditions of tribal India, the event is aimed at preserving, propagating and popularizing the cultural wealth of tribals from different states of the country.
This kind of arrangement of National Tribal Dance Festival is also giving an opportunity to know each other between the tribal communities. And we found, over the years and even this year, many states who have come with their, troop leaders are taking the address of many other tribal communities just to invite them to their state. This kind of exposure, this kind of interaction is definitely going to, ensure that this tribal dance form, which is so very important part of tribal culture, is going to survive the distance.
The enthusiasm showed by the tribal dancers very well reflected the love for their culture. All the dances were mostly performed in semicircles, accompanied with the powerful beats of drums and other musical instruments. One among them was Shimlam dance, which was performed by the members of Rongme tribe. Popularly known as fly dance, in this traditional folk art form, men strut to the music with a ritual knife in their hands, while the female dancers follow the beat with their hands twirling in the air.
ये डांस है हम लोग का फेस्टिवल के समय में हम लोग हार्वेस्टिंग का फेस्टिवल के समय में हम लोग ये डांस करते हैं और वो जनवरी फरवरी ऐसे में हम लोग ये फेस्टिवल एक गांगाई बोल के इसमें हम लोग ये डांस करते हैं.
Karma dance performed by the Oraon tribe of Odisha also left the spectators awestruck. This pastoral dance is usually performed during the worship of the god or goddess of fate, Karam Devta or Karmasani Devi, whom people consider the cause of good and bad fortune. During the event, the performance of artists symbolized Baha, the festival of flowers.
हम बाहा फेस्टिवल के ऊपर डांस किए हैं. इस फेस्टिवल पे ज़्यादातर लोग सरगी फूल को पूजा करते हैं और इसे फ्लावर फेस्टिवल भी कहा जाता है.
भारत में लगभग 700 से ज़्यादा ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी है और यही खासियत है कि वो नेचर वर्शिप करते हैं और उनका सब जो कि ट्रेडिशनल फेस्टिवल्स है वो एसोसिएट है डांस और सेलिब्रेशन से. अगर ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता है जो हम लोग जैसे कॉमन पीपल हैं उनके लिए एक नॉलेज हब टाइप का है और यहाँ पे आके हमें पता चलता है कि हाउ मच दे आर इंटरेक्टिंग विद देयर डांस फॉर्म और कैसे वो इसको जान लगा के करते हैं. तो ये जो स्पिरिट उसमें होता है वो हम तक भी आता है और ये अच्छा लगता है देखने के बाद कि कितना वैरायटी डाइवर्सिटी है हमारे भारत में और इसको एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिलने से हमें भी प्राउड फील होता है.
National Tribal Dance Festival is altogether a great platform where hundreds of participants through their performances showcase the diverse traditions and myriad cultures of the erstwhile forest dwellers. In addition, it also provides a unique opportunity to urban masses and tourists to acquaint themselves with the traditions that are essentially rooted in pagan customs and nature.
Religious harmony and peaceful coexistence are deeply imbibed in the societal framework of India. Examples of this harmonious existence are seen on an everyday basis in different nooks and corners of the country. Citing a similar example, we will take you to Kalaburagi district of Karnataka, where a Padyatra or procession was organized by the Jai Bharat Mata Seva Samiti to spread the message of unity and brotherhood.
Idols of Lord Rama, Chhatrapati Shivaji and Baba Saheb Ambedkar passed through the streets of Kalaburagi city as a reminder of the bond of harmony which ties all the citizens in a common cord of brotherhood. The scene was witnessed during a procession which was carried out by Jai Bharat Mata Seva Samiti with the motive of spreading communal harmony.
इस यात्रा को एवरी जगह पर मुस्लिम भाई, दलित भाई, सिख भाई हार्टली और वॉलंटरली आके इसको स्वागत किया है। हमारा एक ही मकसद है, पूरा दुनिया को ही दिखाना है हिंदुस्तान हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख लोगों का एक धरती पुण्य भूमि है। यहाँ कभी भी जात पात के ऊपर जो लोग लड़ना नहीं, सब लोग देश के लिए लड़ना है। देश एक है, माँ भी एक है, उस एक माँ का हम सब संतान है। 130 करोड़ लोग हम एक है, ये मैसेज हम इस यात्रा से पूरे दुनिया को दे रहे हैं।
The procession was headed by Om Hava Malinath Muthya, a famous seer who has been doing it for years. The procession included photos and idols of gods, idols and saints of different religions to spread the message of inclusivity and oneness. The procession started from Basavana Bhagyawadi, the birthplace of 12th century scholar and social reformer Basavana. People of all religious communities took part in the procession.
आज हिंदुस्तान में, कर्नाटक तो नहीं बोलता हूँ, हिंदुस्तान में ऐसी शख्सियत बहुत कम है, तो हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख के साथ तमाम लोगों को लेकर चलने की उनके पास जो ताकत है बहुत बड़ी बात है। मैं एक मिसाल देना चाहता हूँ, बीच में रमज़ान में दावत इफ्तार उन्होंने आलंद में दिए हैं, दे के हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख का भाईचारे का एक सबूत उन्होंने पेश किए हैं आपको सामने, आपको सबको मालूम है। तो उसके लिए हम तमाम हमारे हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख के साथ ख़ास करके मेरे मुस्लिम भाइयों से मैं गुजारिश करता हूँ, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आके बसों कल्याण में अगर शिरकत करेंगे तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है, क्योंकि हमारे को लेकर चलने वाले जो हवा मलिनाथ मुद्दा हैं उसके लिए अदमन गुजारिश करता हूँ कि आप आके अच्छे से अच्छा एक प्रोग्राम, एक बसों कल्याण का सक्सेस करना।
After reaching Kalaburagi, the procession is heading towards the city of Basava Kalyana.
Now a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
Buddhist monks from South Korea attended a colourful inauguration of a Buddhist monastery in the eastern city of Bodh Gaya in India. South Korean ambassador to India, Chang Jae-bok, was also present for the opening ceremony of the newly built monastery. Monks from South Korea, Japan, Thailand, Tibet and Sri Lanka also participated in the event.
It's a great achievement by the Korean Buddhism. This will further enhance the relations between our two peoples, Korea and India. And I hope that there will be more people-to-people exchanges, and especially many Korean Buddhists coming to Bodh Gaya to visit this the Bunangsa temple in Bodh Gaya.
The Bungwangsa temple marks 50 years of diplomatic relationship between India and South Korea. Bodh Gaya is revered by the Buddhists since Lord Buddha is believed to have attained enlightenment under a tree at this place. Volunteers in India's northern Amritsar city, which is reeling under a severe heat wave-like conditions, distributed water pots for birds to locals. Like humans and other animals, winged creatures have also been hit by the sudden rise in temperature, as most of their drinking water sources have dried up, leaving them at the mercy of humans.
जितनी गर्मी पड़ रही है, हम आए दिन देखते हैं पंछी पानी की वजह से सड़कों पे मर जाता है। हमें एक महसूस हुआ कि इंसान तो इंसान को अपना दुख तकलीफ बोल के बता देता है, लेकिन पंछी जो होता है वो किसी को कुछ बोल नहीं पाता। और हमने एक छोटा सा उपराला शुरू किया है, फ्री डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है कसौरों की, ताकि लोग अपनी छतों पे ये रखें।
To rescue the birds, social workers in the city were seen giving away earthen pots to commuters, as they said if people can place these pots on their terraces and fill them with water, it can bring relief to the birds. On the other hand, the electricity department in northern Uttar Pradesh state has made special arrangements for air coolers for electricity transformers to protect them from breakdown because of the extreme heat. Cast and crew of upcoming comedy drama Jug Jug Jio released the trailer of the film in India's West End, Mumbai city. Bollywood actors Anil Kapoor, Varun Dhawan, Karan Johar, Kiara Advani, Neetu Kapoor and Manish Paul were present during the launch event, where they danced, posed for photographs and interacted with fans.
We thought that the very first film that Dharma Production should come out with should be a burst of color, a burst of celebration, a full of family, full of love, and be an all-round entertainer, which has music in huge measure, entertainment in huge measure. And so we thought that to open the box office gates for us at Dharma Productions, there couldn't be a better and bigger film than Jug Jug Jio. And so here we are.
Jug Jug Jio marks the return of a film by Indian production and distribution company Dharma Productions in theatres amid declining cases of coronavirus. Directed by Raj Mehta, the story of the film revolves around two couples belonging to different age groups and their issues after marriage. The film is slated to hit the theatres on June 24.
And now we will take you to Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir, where the Urs of Sayyad Hasan Mantaqi was attended by people of all religious communities as a symbol of communal harmony amongst them. Take a look.
Cutting across the religious lines, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims thronged the dargah of Sayyad Hasan Mantaqi in Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir. The dargah witnessed pilgrims coming together in the spirit of humanity and commemorated the Urs or death anniversary of the Sufi saint. During Urs, devotee including women and children offers prayers and holy chadars at the shrine.
यहाँ बहुत सारे लोग आते हैं, वो सिर्फ मुसलमान तबके से ताल्लुक़ नहीं रखते, बल्कि गैर मुस्लिम यहाँ बहुत आते हैं। मैंने यहाँ अपनी आंखों से देखा है, मैंने अपनी ज़ुबान से इंटरेक्शन की है कुछ लोगों से जो गैर मुस्लिम थे, वो यहाँ आए, सिख कम्युनिटी से आए, यहाँ हिंदुज़म आए, ईसाई भी यहाँ आए। वो से उनका यही कहना है कि ये जो सूफीज़म है, ये जो आस्ताने आलिया है, हम यहाँ अपनी मुरादें लेके आते हैं और उन मुराद जो हम मुरादें लेके आते हैं, हमें वो मुरादें पूरी होती है यहाँ।
Dargah holds great significance as it welcomes people of all faiths to seek oneness with God and plays a distinctive role in narrowing the boundaries of religions and boosting secularism in the country. The date of the Urs is decided according to the Islamic lunar calendar. Priests and scholars gave religious sermons and recited verses from the Holy Quran.
सैयद हसन मंतकी साहब की ज़ियारत मुबारक पर न सिर्फ मुसलमान तशरीफ़ ले आते हैं, बल्कि गैर मुस्लिम भी यहाँ पर तशरीफ़ ले आते हैं। उन्हें भी इनकी बारगाह में मोहब्बत, सुकून और प्यार की जो तालीमात है, वो उसको अपने क़ल्ब में महसूस करते हैं और तशनगान जिनके जो हाजात होते हैं, मसाइल होते हैं या अपने मामलात होते हैं, वो इनके तवस्सुल से, इन नफूस कुदसिया के तवस्सुल से अल्लाह की बारगाह में पेश करते हैं।
The message of peace and brotherhood comes out loud from these dargahs, and these sites have been acting as symbols of communal harmony for ages.
In line with the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to provide a platform for women, artisans and craftsmen to promote their products, the Airports Authority of India has taken an initiative to allocate space at its airports to self-help groups or SHGs to sell their locally developed products. The opportunity is being provided under AAI's initiative Avsar, meaning Airport as Venue for Skilled Artisans in the region. Under this scheme, an area of 100 to 200 square feet has been earmarked at each AAI-operated airport.
Airports nowadays are not a mere means of travel and commutation, but also are providing the first glimpse of a city or state to the passengers. Domestic and international travelers arriving at the international airports in India will now be able to get acquainted with the state-specific handicrafts and local art. The Airport Authority of India has launched the Avsar scheme with an aim to identify India's diverse artworks and unique cultural heritage by encouraging local artisans and craftsmen and providing them with platforms to showcase their work. As envisaged by the Prime Minister under the scheme, the Airports Authority of India is allotting space to self-help groups at its airports to display locally manufactured products.
यहाँ की आसपास की जो आर्टिसंस है प्रोडक्ट हैं उनको डिस्प्ले करने की भी एक जगह बने और यहाँ के आर्टिसंस को अपने प्रोडक्ट दुनिया को दिखाने का मौका मिले और उसके कारण उन्हें बाद में बेचने का भी मौका मिले, इस भावना से किया गया है। उम्मीद करते हैं कि उनके व्यापार को बढ़ावा मिलेगा, उनकी कलाकृति को काफ़ी लोगों के पास पहुंचाने का मौका मिलेगा और एयरपोर्ट में जो पैसेंजर्स आते हैं उनको भी एक अपने शहर को एक अलग तरह से देखने का मौका मिलेगा।
The efforts of the Airports Authority of India are proving to be an important step in the direction of making these skilled and talented women artisans financially empowered and self-reliant.
हम लोग इंडिया के कोने कोने तक मतलब हमारी चीज़ें जहाँ जहाँ जैसे जयपुर चेन्नई जहाँ से जैसे जैसी पब्लिक आती है वहाँ वहाँ हमारी चीज़ें सेल होती है और हम लोग काफ़ी अच्छे से यहाँ पे कुछ नया सीखने भी मिल रहा है, कुछ नया बेच भी रहा है। जैसे कि हम लोग है यहाँ पे हैंडवर्क है, दुपट्टा उपट्टा है, स्नैक्स बनाते हैं, मुखवास है, ज्वेलरी है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें। और हमारे ये शॉप में मतलब ऑल इन वन मतलब पूरा गुजरात यहाँ पे मिल जाता है इन लोगों को।
इसमें बहुत अच्छे कलेक्शन है, द मटेरियल इज़ वेरी वेरी गुड और बहुत सारे टाइप्स के कपड़े हैं इसमें आपको नायलॉन है, कॉटन है और जॉर्जेट है और कलेक्शन इज़ सो गुड। आई एम सो सेटिस्फाइड। गवर्नमेंट के इस स्कीम को मैं बहुत सपोर्ट करती हूँ और इसी तरह से गवर्नमेंट को वुमेन्स का हेल्प करना चाहिए। आई एम सो इम्प्रेस्ड।
With this scheme, new confidence is being restored among the artisans and their lives are becoming better with each day passing by.
And in the end, we bring you a few short stories about the recent developments and happenings from around the world in our section of World in Focus.
Researchers at the California Institute of Technology, known as Caltech, have shown off their drone that can fight back against powerful wind gusts, which would render most currently sold equivalents unusable, powered by machine learning, AI, and complex algorithms. The drone only weighs around 5 pounds, 2.3 kgs, but intelligently predicts how to react to winds in real time using a deep learning method developed by Caltech's engineers called Neural Fly, recalculating conditions around it 5 times per second and adapting its path.
We're here at Caltech where we're testing our drone in different wind conditions. Right now our wind simulator is running up to 50% speed, right, that's 13 miles an hour, and we're using smoke to visualize the airflow.
Limitations of the simulator make it hard to power winds higher than 26 miles per hour, but based on the drone's reliability at 100% of the RWWT's power, the team said it is confident the drone will hold its own against some of the harshest conditions out there. The technology is still in development, but the team is confident they are about halfway to their final goal. It could even be in practical use within a year, Soon Jo Chung said. Gundam plastic car models are popular around the world. Their resemblance to real automobiles are commendable. A hobby show was held in the month of May recently in Shizuoka Prefecture, where these models were at display for the general public. Due to the pandemic, after 3 years, a large gathering attended the event. This is the 60th edition of the event where around 80 companies and 2 organizations exhibited their products. The Shizuoka Model Association is a group formed by Shizuoka-based manufacturers known as Tamiya Incorporated and more.
もうね、静岡のコンベンションシティっていう目的があって、静岡って平凡な街なんですよ。コンベンションをいろいろやって、周りの県から人を集めよう。そういう計画があったんですね。もうそれで50年以上かかって、それでこういうようになったんです。こういうプラスチックのホビーの商売はみんな日本へ来らしてるね。ホビーショーができるっていうのは今東南アジアで日本だけです。日本がプラモデルのメーカーが多いから、お互いに成長しようっていう気持ちありますから、そこらがいいじゃないですかね。ホビーの商売はみんな日本へ来らしてるね。ドイツまで行かなくていい。これが今一番日本で大きなホビーショーです。
Tamiya, a firm based in the regional city of Shizuoka in Japan, aims to increase its presence and hold in the global market. The 2024 Olympic Village at Saint-Ouen, a suburb north of Paris, is using state-of-the-art low-carbon construction technologies, which planners hope can serve as a successful test to show how such technologies can be deployed on a large scale elsewhere.
Et la bonne nouvelle, c'est qu'on sera bien dans les calendriers pour achever les travaux dans 19 mois et 8 jours.
The 31 building project, which is spread over 44 hectares and crosses the Seine River, is being touted as totally sustainable, seeking to use 94% recycled materials and to reduce carbon emissions by half compared to present. The buildings housing the athletes for the Olympics will be turned into apartments for 6,000 people and offices for 6,000 employees. The village will host 15,000 athletes in the 2024 Summer Games. An artificial intelligence exhibition was recently organized in Tokyo City of Japan, showcasing the latest advancements in technology in the island country. Software companies developing AI exhibited their technology and inventions to guests and visitors hoping to grab a bigger business opportunity. The Japanese branch of NTQ, a Vietnamese company, mainly develops AI for cinema and image processing.
テクノロジー自体は、グローバルどこに出しても正直変わらない、クオリティまで来ているっていうところはベトナムも、他の国に関しても自負をしているところではあります。その変わらない技術の品質を、日本人よりも安い人件費を使って作れるっていうところが、日系の企業の皆様にとってはかなり大きなメリットになるかなというふうに感じております。
With the world slowly transitioning towards digital transformation, artificial intelligence is creating and expanding opportunities for the future.
That's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@anin.com. I'm your host Uzma Jafri, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.